Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Talk About Texas. This is Ron Houston. Good to have you here. We got quite a lineup of people today. Very interesting, very diverse group, I might add. We have our regulars back. Sharon Arnold's with us today. Sharon, good to see you.
Good to see you.
And
thanks for having me. And thanks for coming out, guys. It's going to be a great show.
Our guy is, what's his name, playing
what?
Well, who's
John?
our other partner?
Is it John?
Anyway, John Nava.
Oh, John Nava. John Nava
he's got a lot of stuff to do.
He's got mass going on today. So
yeah, he's got a lot of Easter stuff today.
Yeah, a lot of Easter stuff. So it's the Easter thing for church, Catholic Church.
Yeah, he's real involved
before
in that.
Easter.
John, we're sorry you're not here, but we understand and we're glad. We hope you'll have a good time because I know that's something very important to him.
I miss you, John.
Let's get on some of our sponsors here, and this is what makes our show possible. Gomez and Gomez Facility Solutions. Julio Gomez and his wife run Gomez and Gomez, and they do an excellent job. They've been around a long, long time.
They have been.
And believe me, you do not want somebody messing with some of the things that they do unless they know what they're doing. And he has a reputation that's excellent. He's got he broke all of his business down into 7 different companies.
Yeah.
And they're working on a nonprofit right now. Mm-hmm. They're going to create, and it's going to start funding a lot of stuff, giving money away. And
it's a great business. And if anybody needs them.
He's made enough money after all these other businesses that he's got his own nonprofit to where he can give his own money away.
So if they need him, where do they call him?
Well, Gomez and Gomez is 210-606-7923. 210-606-7923. Julio Gomez, Gomez and Gomez Facility Solutions. And then we have, of course, John Nava with East End Glass. They've been around over 80 years.
Oh, yeah.
And when you call East End Glass to get the job done, you're just like calling the Cadillac of glass companies.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody any better anywhere in a fair price than John. And besides the price, when you get any kind of work done, you want it done right.
Yeah. And they do all these businesses. I mean, you can't believe how many businesses they do. They do fast food places. They do.
Yeah, a lot of these big companies that could go to anybody they want.
Hotels.
They're with East End Glass.
East End Glass. So if you need to have your glass done, call
John Nava, 210-317-2197. 210-317-2197. That's John Nava at East End Glass, a great American. Well, both of them are. And by the way, Julio and John are good friends.
They are.
Yeah, they're good friends.
They work together a lot.
Good people. Mm-hmm. Well, we've got some other guests here today. Dale Curry's with me today.
Yay.
Hey, Ron.
And he's brought in a special guest, Marty Bartlett, and we're going to talk with him in just a little bit. But first, let's get over to Debbie Martinez, Capital Farm Credit. And Debbie, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
We've been working on this for a while, haven't we?
Yes, sir, we have.
Well, tell me a little about yourself first, Debbie. Where are you from, and how did you get to live where you're at right now?
Texas, where I've lived here for almost most of my life, transported here from Beaumont, Texas. My dad actually moved us to Bigfoot, Texas, and I don't know if any of you have ever been to Bigfoot, but there is nothing there. So as a teenager, I thought I had died and gone to hell.
No, that's over in Laredo. I lived there for about a month.
Well, there was nothing but buzzards that flew overhead. So, but then I graduated high school here, went to college, and then came back and married a boy from Devine, and here I be.
Well, and so tell us about Capital Farm Credit. How did you hear about them, and what's so special about your company?
Well, Capital Farm Credit has been in existence for over 100 years. We were started back in the 1800s to take care of farmers and ranchers because most commercial banks didn't want to take a chance on them. You know, there was so much at risk with weather and, insects and stuff like that. And so they a couple of farmers got together and formed a co-op, and that became Capital Farm Credit to finance farmers and ranchers. So we're still in existence today, and we're still doing a great job of doing that. And because we're a co-op, we pay back patronage at the end of each year, which is a great thing. I don't know very many lenders that pay you to have a loan with them.
Mm-mm. That's great.
No, it doesn't usually work that way. Well, I've been going, as I told you, I've lived in Pleasant area for a while, and I've been going by that Capital Farm Credit office for a long time, and I used to wonder, what is that? It's not a bank. And I said, nah, I don't have time to go in there, and I want to go in there and look stupid and say, hey, what is it y'all do? And other than lend money. And so finally I just couldn't take it anymore, and I called over there, and I got to talk to you. And you started letting me know what you do and how you're different. And you must have a pretty good business because you have a nice building.
Well, we try. We also have a lot of programs for young beginning farmers, and we have programs for those students that are raising a farm animal to, auction in the stock shows. So,
San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
Yeah, that's right down our alley. I told you that.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I'm a volunteer there, and I've been on the auction committee for 16 years now.
Oh, thank you for your service. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you, that is my heart. I love being a part of that. Just for being able to provide scholarships to all of these children that are hopefully one day going to be farmers, because without our farmers, we are going to sink.
I know.
We have to be able to feed everyone. And right now, it's kind of scary because we see a lot of farmers who are aging out, and the kids aren't coming back to the farms to pick that up.
Right.
So we encourage all young people who have that desire to be a farmer or rancher to definitely move into that program and come see us and see how we can help you.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, Debbie, how can people that are listening, how can they help you? I mean, they come and open an account, borrow money, pay it back. How does that work?
So mostly what we do is land loans and production loans. So if you are, say, for instance, a young farmer wants to get started and you want to purchase a piece of land, we can certainly help you with that. Or if you have a piece of land and you would like to put some cattle on it, we can also help you with that with a production loan. So there's a lot of different loans and a lot of different programs that we have that we can assist people with. It's just getting online. We have a great online presence that you can Google Capital Farm Credit, and you can see all of our programs out there that we provide. And also you can call me in the Jordanton office. That office number is 210-527-3160. Or you can call me on my cell phone, which is 210-527-4694.
Debbie, why don't you give those numbers again one more time, please?
Sure. Our office number in Jordanton is 210-567-3160. And my cell phone number is 210-527-4694.
Well, I sure appreciate you taking time to come on. We've been working on this for a long time. And Sharon and I both have been very involved in the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, which is, I think your target audience. This is the kind of people you want to meet. These are we got the kids out there, don't we, Sharon?
We've got the kids. They're great.
And your organization is a nationwide organization, right?
Yes, sir. We are. We're nationwide under the Farm Credit Bank system, but Capital Farm Credit is just Texas.
Yeah.
We are the number one ag lender in Texas.
Yeah. Well, that's great you do San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, because we have so many kids out there that show their animals that need that,
Well,
that's
they need
great.
that information, where to go.
That information, where to go.
Well, let's see if we can help each other down the road. I told you I'd get you on the radio. We did that. So when you get time, let's get together and have some coffee and see what we do to help each other. How's that?
It would be my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, great American Debbie Martinez with Capital One Credit, and she's out there in not Jurgen. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Jurgen.
Well, thank you, Debbie, for being on, taking time out of your Sunday to be with us. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Thank you as well.
Have a good what's left of weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see here. You're listening to Talk About Texas, and I'm Ron Houston, and we've got a class of characters around here.
We do.
We're going to start
I'm
off
excited.
with Dale Curry. And Dale, tell us a little bit about your background. You're a Shriner, first off, but you also have a catering business. Tell us a little bit about your catering business and how you got into that.
Ron, you know me as a Mason and a Shriner. I want to tell you, we do a lot of fundraising for a lot of people. But I brought a man with me today. I have a catering company, and it's Action Catering out of San Antonio. I'm known for my fried catfish. You know me, it'll make you stutter. It's good.
I love
I remember when he
catfish.
said that.
And
it's true.
And my fried bacon also will make you stutter.
I know what you told me about that bacon.
I'm telling you, I brought a man with me today. We're going to take a deep dive into the shrine. You have to be a Mason to be a Shriner. Every Shriner is a Mason. I am a Mason and I am a Shriner. There's 21 of us in the hospital corps that drive these children when they need orthopedic surgery or they get burned or they have a cleft palate. We drive those kids to our hospitals here in Texas. And the man sitting across from me, Ron, this is a man that in 2029 is going to yield, he's going to swing the sword of $3.5 million a day we spend putting these children back together and handing them to their parents at no charge.
Wow.
That's the mission of Shriners.
That's great.
We have 21 burn hospitals in the United States. Most of the pediatric surgeons were trained by our hospitals. We're the #1 burns institution in the country. There are 202 shrine temples in the United States. There's over 200,000 Shriners. The man sitting across from you, Ron, is the man in 2029 that is going to yield the scepter for all of the Shriners in the United States.
Wow.
Ron, this is Marty Bartlett.
Marty.
Good to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming.
We've been anxiously anticipating your arrival for a while.
Well, thank you very much. Some of that stuff that Dale said's true, but don't believe everything he says.
Tell us about yourself, the journey that you were sharing that earlier about your journey to becoming the top person in the Shrine organization. It started a while back, and by accident, but there was a little story there you were sharing. Tell about that and how you got to be a Shriner.
Well, Shriners started about 150 years ago, and then we started our Shrine hospitals a little over 100 years ago.
Whose idea was that?
Was
it an individual or a group?
It was a group of about 4 or 5 Masons that got together over a drink. And as they were having some drinks, they said, it's nice getting together and doing fun things, but maybe we should do something for children. And so they decided about 100 years ago to start treating polio. That was originally what they did, was polio. They did that until about the 1950s or so, and once polio began to be cured, they moved into other things, treating burn children.
So they kept the momentum going.
Exactly, those with orthopedic conditions.
Wow.
Yeah. So now they treat scoliosis, spine issues, any kind of muscular skeletal issue that a child may have, or any burn child at no cost to the families.
I've had people that know that I'm connected in some way with the Shrine ask me, well, how do they make the money to do all this stuff free? How do they do that? They raise the money themselves, right?
Yeah, they do. We have a number of events here in town locally that raise money for it. There's also a website that people go to and can raise money for it, and that's loveshriners.org. You've probably seen the commercials on TV where you can do $19.99 a month.
Yeah.
That's through that loveshriners.org organization.
Oh, okay. That's great.
loveshriners.org. But now locally, they have a number of events that help the Shriners. One is our circus. Any of y'all ever go to the circus when you were little?
Yeah. Ever Shriner's kid growing up, if it hadn't been for Shrine Circus, we wouldn't have even known what a circus was.
Oh, yeah. My kids went. They loved it. Our circus this year will be September 5th, 6th, and 7th. And it'll be right down there where the rodeo is at Freeman Coliseum. So
where it's been for about 100 years.
Oh, it's been there forever. And that supports the local Shriners here. So encourage people to do that.
There's something about that circus. Yeah, I'm not to say Barnum and Bailey's not a great circus, but there's something about that Shrine Circus that's a little different than the other one.
It is. And that all the animals will be there, the trapeze, all the exciting stuff that you remember as a child will be there. So encourage people to go to that.
But what's good is that money goes to help the kids that need help.
Yeah, that money goes to for the local Shriners. But if that Shriners.org, that's where the $19.99 a month or whatever you give will go right to those hospitals. We have about 100 clinics and hospitals around the world. It's not just the U.S. We have facilities in Canada, Mexico. In fact, we opened up 6 facilities now in Mexico. And just one of those hospitals, the Mexico City Hospital, treats about 400 children per day.
Wow. That's amazing.
Staggering.
It is amazing.
It just blows your mind when you start trying to think about how many people that they actually serve.
Yeah, millions and millions of children have been treated at Shriners Hospital since its existence.
And now let's talk a little bit about you're moving on down the road. You've been a Shriner for a while. What was some of the first positions that you held in order to get to where you're at now?
Yeah, my father-in-law got me involved in being Shriners. And as Dale mentioned, first you have to be a Mason. Once you become a Mason, then there's other organizations you can jump into. Shriners, Scottish Rite, York Rite, different groups. Shriners are the ones that help the children in the hospitals. And so about 20 years ago, I got involved with that, became the leader of the local Shriners organization in 2020, and really enjoyed what we did for children and how that it's a real fraternity. It's the fun and the fellowship that comes with meeting other like-minded individuals, be able to enjoy each other's company, but then do it for a strong reason.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that so much, decided to do it at the national level. And so in 2020, I got elected to the International Board of Directors, and I'll be the head of all Shriners and all Shrine hospitals in 2029 and 2030.
Wow, congratulations.
It just blows your mind.
Yeah.
It's not only just the money that you're going to be working with, but it's the name.
Yeah.
You're representing all these Shriners, and the Shrine name means more than just about any other name there is.
Yeah, my wife Martha and I are very fortunate to be able to do this, and it's a journey that we're able to make, but it's worth it because when you see the face of those children and you see the difference we make, it's truly amazing. We're just fortunate to be able to do that.
Yeah, it means a lot to you when you see children that are coming out of it and having that done. And what you all do for the children, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, any person in your position who ascends the throne like this has got to have vision. So what is your vision of some of the things that you want to accomplish with the new power you're going to have?
So the area that we're working on now, it's actually called Vision 2035. And we're kind of projecting what will Shriners become as a hospital network. Just like I mentioned, polio was something we treated. It's no longer treated.
Yeah, years ago.
We're kind of envisioning what are the next things that occur. Burns, for example. In the U.S., we've become really good at burn safety, so we don't have nearly as many burn children. Now, our Mexico and Latin American patients are still very heavy, but we don't have as many in the U.S. So now we're looking at what are those other pediatric issues that we can help with, and also where that should be. There's certain areas around the country that are not served very strongly with pediatric hospitals. For example, we have one in McAllen, Texas area. That area does not have much in the way of pediatric hospitals. So we're analyzing right now where should the next clinics and hospitals be.
Oh,
that's because they don't have any money down there. And
well,
so
that's why they really like Shriners.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You come down there with some money and willing to do all this work, you found the right place because they'd like to have it. They can't afford it.
That's right.
Right.
And we just, there's an abundant amount of children's needs around the world. We just, the more money we can raise, the more children we can help on a daily basis.
Now, this is very important. If people are listening, you don't have to be a Shriner. And you don't have to be a Mason to help them out.
Yeah.
If you want to help out with a cause and contribute, where do they go to do that?
You know, it would give me great happiness if people would go to loveshriners.org. And
What
that
a great deal. Who's off to that?
Yeah, that
loveshriners.org. That'll connect you up to the people and tell you what to do to give away some money to them.
That's right. That's
well,
right.
At least look at it before you go.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to give away a bunch of money to several different organizations, at least take a look at Shriners.
You know,
and see what they say.
And our marketing people say that it requires about 7 hits for someone to understand what you do. They have to see one of your commercials. They have to see that you sponsor baseball or basketball or soccer or the various things that we sponsor. And then after they've seen it a number of times, that's when they start giving.
And race cars.
And race cars. We also have NASCAR. Yep.
Yeah. I bet that was was that something that was readily received when they brought it up, or did that take a while?
That one took a little while. We've had to kind of slowly work into sponsoring some of the things.
I see the look on some of these old guys' faces. Race cars.
Yeah. Now, one of the ones we just got into is World Cup soccer. Wow. The Gold Cup, the CONCACAF Cup. We are the primary sponsor of that this year.
Well, anything we missed out on that you want to share?
Well, I think Marty, I think you do a golf tournament big time too, don't you?
We have been doing a golf tournament in Las Vegas. We are looking at areas of golf we might continue. We sponsor a baseball tournament in Dallas. We sponsor a basketball tournament in Charleston. We've got a softball tournament in Clearwater, Florida, and we've also got a female volleyball tournament that's going to start around Labor Day this year. So Shriners have their tentacles in a lot of areas. We just want more and more people to know about what we do so that they'll want to be a part of this program.
Right. Getting the word out is what you need to do, so people can go in and sponsor your.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know what else is important is we need more people that are willing to become Masons and become Shriners so that they can not only be a part of something great, but really enjoy the company of like-minded people that want to make a difference in the world.
Yeah.
I understand this. I got to be careful how I say this, but if people are listening right now and they want to know that very thing, okay, I like the organization. It sounds like these people are good people. How they find out about Masons?
Yeah, they can. Let's say I know it's areas outside of just San Antonio that are listening. There's our Grand Lodge of Texas, which is in Waco. Mm-hmm. They can call that number directly and get plugged into what their closest Masonic lodge is.
And they'll work with them from there.
And they'll help them identify where that would be.
The Grand Lodge of Texas.
That's right, in Waco.
Is in Waco. Get in touch with them, and they will put you in direct contact with somebody in your area.
Marty, if you want to donate directly, what was that website that you brought up?
They can either call our local Shriners here, which is Alzafar Shriners, or they can go on the website, which is loveshriners.org, and can make a donation and change a child's life right now.
Yeah, that's great. Go in and do that.
I am delighted to have you here and have you as the 2029 to 2030 Imperial Potentate of the
we're looking forward to working with you.
Congratulations.
We'll have a fun ride for the next 5 years as we put together fundraisers and
tell us
do
about
that.
your parties, what you used to do.
Well, we do a party once a year. We just had one a couple of weeks ago. In fact, Dale Curry here does all my catering for me because he makes the best food. But we had this party. It was a St. Patrick's Day party, and we brought Howl at the Moon entertainers out with their baby grand pianos right to the Shrine Center there, and we had a huge shindig and raised a lot of money.
They are good.
They are great. They are great. So we'll do another one next year. We'll do one a year and raise money.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a good deal to know about those two parties, especially if you have that kind of talent. Howl at the Moon, then you know what you're doing because those guys are great.
Yeah.
We had an event last night. We had Wade Bowen and Randy Rogers at Cowboys.
Well, you had some good entertainers.
They were.
Those two guys are great.
They were great. Raised a lot of money for Shriners Hospital just last night.
Wow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on Talk About Texas today. We come on once a week from about 3:05 till about 3:30. And we'll see you back next week for more Talk About Texas. And my name is Ron Houston. We got to get out of here, so we sure appreciate you listening. So long.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Ron.
One more minute. Oh, well, let's talk about. I got one more minute to kill. Let's talk with Sharon.
Oh, I really appreciate
Sharon,
having
tell
these
us what
guys
you've
on.
been doing this week.
What have I been doing? Let me
Good
think
stuff.
about it.
Not the boring things, some good stuff.
The fun stuff. No, not a lot, but I really appreciate having these guys on and to talk about this. So, I mean, you couldn't do a better thing than to donate to this company and help these kids. Help these kids out. So
Well, it will at least be worth your time to look into it.
Yes, it would. Thank you so much for listening to us. We'll see you next Sunday.
That's our sign. We're out of here.